Thank you very much. Okay. Here we go. It's great to be here today, and Christmas has come early this year at Trek Metals. Now, opportunities can present themselves in many shapes and forms, and at Trek this year, I believe the opportunity has come in the way of a phone call to our non-executive director, Neil Biddle. The call was about the opportunity to acquire a project in the Kimberley region of Western Australia, a project that was the brainchild of Dr. John Wronski, credited for many discoveries over his career. He was at Western Mining. So he came up with the idea and then vended it to Newmont, the world's largest gold miner. And they were out looking for tier one gold discoveries. And it's very rare that a junior like Trek has the opportunity to get into a project where the bulk of the hard work's been done. They found bedrock mineralisation. You know, I'll get into the story in a second, but I really like the thematic around it that, you know, history is littered with projects that have been discarded by majors, and then a junior has come in and created significant value. You know, I think maybe Steve's one, you know. My recent example was I just spent 2 years at Havieron, which was a New Crest discovery, and then Greatland Gold came in, and at the back of their first drill program, that skyrocketed their market capitalisation to over $2 billion. And so I'm hoping we see a similar scenario here with Trek at Christmas Creek. And so what drives exploration success? It really boils down to three things. It's about access to projects, access to capital, the ability to have the team to get out and explore it properly and add value, and then it comes down to action. You've got to get out there. If you're not drilling holes, you're not finding anything. So access. Today I'm going to talk about 4 projects that Trek have. I've talked about Christmas Creek already. We've also got another new acquisition, McEwen Hills, which is just over the border from Western Australia into the Northern Territory. This is an exciting new area where you might have heard WA1 has recently made a high-grade niobium discovery. It's looking like it could be world-class. We've got a great bit of ground that we've just acquired along strike. Then we've got manganese and lithium in the Pilbara region. So we're very much an Australian-focused company in the exploration space. So to delve into Christmas Creek, it's at the triple junction. So here, the theorised triple junction between the Tanamite, which Newmont have a very large operating gold mine, the King Leopold origin and the Halls Creek origin. So 3 Proterozoic origins all coming together, which is really what enticed Newmont in. They're like, okay, it's a great structural position. It is also majoritatively covered by shallow transported material, obscuring the rocks, which meant that it hasn't seen the prospecting activity that that explorationists usually used to use. And so Newmont saw the opportunity to go in, use cutting-edge technology, including their proprietary soil sampling techniques, to look undercover, look for tier 1 deposits. And so what does $6 million in 6 years get you? A lot of data, and it's just been amazing. I've been going through the work that Newmont's done, and it is fantastic. It's really given us a leg up. We've got not only all the technical work that they've done, but also establishing the relationships with the traditional owner groups, the pastoralists, all the other stakeholders. You know, this is just walk up for us. We can just capitalise on that and get the drill rig turning. So they covered the entire tenement with soil sampling, and they identified a number of high priority targets. They went in and they only drilled 3 of them. They got some high grade bedrock mineralisation. The target up here, Coogan, they didn't test the centre of the target. They came in, they did drill lines that were 1 kilometre apart, moving to the south 2 kilometres apart. So you can easily fit world-class deposit in there, and they got bedrock mineralisation. Down at Zarn, down here, they put air core over it, and they only put 3 deeper RC holes into it. This was the strongest gold in soil anomaly. Only 3 holes, and they hit high-grade base metals, no gold. It also has a halo of rare earths around it. They extended the survey and they've identified more gold. It's more extensive than they thought. And having all these overlapping mineral systems there that don't really belong together for a geologist and for a mineral systems approach is really interesting to have all these things. So that's a really high priority target for me. But to the more advanced one at Martin, the squares are the RC lines. So it's a 4-kilometre long target. They've only done RC drilling over 250 metres. The better results that they got are on the end of lines. You've got high grade there, 2 metres at over 9 grams on the end of a line, and there's no line next to it. So for Trek, we can just walk straight in and do the logical, keep stepping down and across. Who knows what we'll find. But it's not just about gold at Christmas Creek. As soon as you get a new project, you have to throw the eyes open as an exploration geologist. For a junior especially, it's all about value creation. Doesn't really matter what we find, we've just got to go find something that's worth money. And RRS have the Cummins Range mineralised rare earth deposit directly adjacent, only 2 kilometres away to the east. So these carbonatites usually intrude in clusters, in swarms. And so I had a quick look at the soil data, and lo and behold, we've got a great rare earths anomaly sitting directly along strike, about 10 kilometres to the west. Independence Group have tied up a lot of ground in the Kimberley in both Proterozoic origins looking for magmatic nickel, copper, cobalt. They've actually made a discovery in my old ground with Buxton. So that's quite exciting, and that we've got the same prospectivity here, hasn't been looked at. There's also lithium pegmatites down, so we're just starting to scratch the surface, and pretty excited to get out on the ground next year and get stuck into it. So moving across the border into the Northern Territory, our other new acquisition, if you have a look at the magnetic image in the bottom here, the coloured image, it shows the belt of prospective rocks where WA1 made their discovery. And we were lucky enough to secure a large land package to the east, and the geophysical consultancy that did all the targeting for WA1, they were originally out looking for copper gold, but made a high-grade niobium discovery. And the consulting company said, yes, Derek, this is a great opportunity, just grab it. And so I can't wait to get out there either. It's all about looking for a big prize in a greenfields terrain. That's what exploration's all about, the leverage to success. So this is a short slide about WA1. It's a large, high-grade niobium under shallow cover. It's an enrichment above a carbonatite. They were 13 cents a year or so ago. They're over $10 now. They were sustained market cap over 200. Now it's over 400. So, big prize. That's what we're looking for. Now into the Pilbara. We have been doing a bit of work at our Hendecker manganese project, and we like that because it's we see big upside with manganese as it goes into the lithium-ion batteries, and we like that thematic. This one in particular, we've got a resource. It's sitting just down the road from the world-class Woody mine, and we've currently got material in the lab where we've done some metallurgical test work to see if we can make concentrate for the steel industry. But what I'm most excited about is our current test work, which is looking to produce high purity manganese sulfate, which is a precursor to the cathodes of the lithium-ion batteries. And it's also these hydrothermal manganese deposits also occur in clusters, and there's a number of high priority targets out there. Spitfire did a bunch of work a decade ago. This project hasn't seen much work in the past decade, but when Spitfire were out there, they generated an amazing amount of targets and then ran out of market support and have just put like a hole in here or there. So they've left all these targets on the table, and we really see the tide turning for manganese. And if you find a nice high-grade deposit, you can make a lot of money. So we've just recently been out doing heritage surveying, paving the way for drilling. We spent considerable amount of time and effort this year on our lithium project in the Pilbara region. There was some really high-grade lithium in pegmatites, and we went out, did our maiden drill program, wide space drilling, deep holes, and unfortunately the results were that we did get high-grade lithium, but unfortunately it was skinny. And you don't always find what you're looking for, but that's exploration. You've got to be in it to win it, and we gave it a crack. It's by no means dead. I still think there's good prospectivity. We know there's a big LCTE pegmatite swarm there. It's all about finding the sweet spot where you've got a considerable amount of spodumene in a wider pegmatite body. The last hole of the program was targeting geophysics. The majority of the holes were targeting the high-grade material and outcrop, but then during the program, the advantage of being a junior is like, okay, we haven't made a cracking discovery here. Let's think about some other targeting techniques. We went for one of these structural breaks. We got the thickest pegmatite that we've seen in the project to date, more than 55 metres. It was part of the same system, but not a significant amount of spodumene. So we're going to continue on there. Like I said, it's all about action. There's a picture of the rig at Tambora. Here's a bit of an outline of what we've done, what we're going to do next year. You can come and chat to me at the booth because I can't go through all this. But I really see the opportunity at Christmas Creek one for Trek. We've been given this leg up. We know we're in a new area with proven mineralisation. There's all these different commodities. We can hit the ground running with all the approvals in place. So as an exploration geo, I'm really excited to get out there. And also progress access through to our McEwen Hills project in Central Australia and the high-grade targets, the manganese, and we'll see what we can do in terms of targeting at Tambora. So, picture in the field. So ability is our capital structure. We recently did a placement earlier this year, so we ended last quarter at 7.2 million cash at bank. Be well north of 6 at the end of the year. So we are well funded. We've got around about 25 million market cap, so we're leveraged to success. That's what it's all about for investors. So we've got the money, we've got the targets. If we find anything, we'll be off to the races. And thanks for listening.